Hello, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining me this evening as well, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. For should be the fourth session of Journey to the Tarot, and if hello Donna, hello Rosalie, Alison, December Hill, and Mystic Road, Nimira. Thank you for joining. If you are new or this is the first session for you, basically I have been talking about. Hello, Nessie. Hello. Thank you for being here. I've been talking about the tarot, but not not how to read them. Hopefully, we'll get there. But most of the traditions, the religions, and the symbolism that are in the deck that have been all put there in the deck. I started talking about how the origins of the tarot in Italy during the Renaissance, and they were i trionfi, the trumps or major arcana. They were created basically for the aristocracy in Italy. They would use them to play cards, and also it was as a rebellion against the Catholic establishment. The minor arcana arrived a little bit later, then they spread in Europe, in France, especially in France, where the first Tarot de Marseille deck was created. And I'm touching upon all the traditions that are basically in the tarot, in the Rider Waite deck. So, as I said, during the first session, we can find in the deck Christian mysticism, the Kabbalah, the Egyptian, also the Egyptian tradition, numerology, astrology. It's all in there. So little by little, I'm uh, touching upon these traditions as a way to have to be able to give a more in-depth um, reading if someone would consider to uh, you know to apply these traditions in a reading. Last week I was talking about again the Kabbalah, the tree of life, the Kabbalistic tree of life, how the tree of life is represented in the through the minor arcana, and how the tree of life put together is basically called the Jacob's ladder, and the Jacob's ladder represents the four suits of the tarot, and also the elementals linked with the four suits. So we have seen how the wands are associated with fire, and the cups with water, swords with air, and pentacles with earth. And again, uh, the tree of life itself, if you look at it, and if you consider only the relation with the tarot, we can see that the tree of life diagram has basically uh, 10 nodes and 22 paths. The 10 nodes are the minor arcana, because each set of suits of the minor arcana goes from 1 to 10, and the 22 paths are the 22 major arcana. So basically, the paths are the paths connect to one node, and each node represent a lesson that we have to learn in life, of on our journey of discovery. um, these 22 parts, um, altogether are defined as the um, the serpent, the path of the serpent, which is basically, hello Caroline, which is basically is the journey that each everyone does to return to our divine essence. And that's why the Jacob's ladder put the suits in this order: pentacles, swords, cups, and finally wands. And pentacles represents our, mm, not attachment. No, this is not the correct word. uh, um, mm, our link to the earthly dimension, whereas the ones basically reach are at the top of the ladder, and reach the divine, represents our divine part. And each each suit, each elemental is also associated with the four letters that in Hebrew spell the word God. And e- each each word in Hebrew represent also, talks about a part of, because these mm, are defined as the four worlds in the Kabbalah tradition. So each word, each suit, each element is a word. And for example, pentacles associated with the element, the elemental of earth, they represent our physical body, the world of manifestation, and yes, our physical body. Then we have uh, the the suit of sword, which associated with the elemental of air, and um, in the tradition, in the Kabbalah, it's associated with they represent basically the world of uh, our thinking, the psyche, our mind, basically. The cups uh, associated with the elemental of water represent uh, creation, spirit, and feelings. And finally, wands uh, associated with the elemental of fire. Um, they are basically uh, wands represent the intuition. And keep in mind, this is the uh, in the in the Kabbalah tradition, the tree of life of the Kabbalah tradition. So each um, each traditions that you find in the Rider Waite deck bring something to it. Now that we have touched upon last what's said last week, I would like to move forward to how um, astrology has been. Um, yeah, welcome everybody. Thank you. Yes, thank you for being here. Sorry, I started talking. Hello, Caroline. Hello, Shaz Perry. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you. Moving, as I was saying, sorry, moving forward. This evening I'm going to uh, talk about how astrology and is linked not only with the major arcana, which anyway I said it last at the end of last week's session, but most interestingly within the minor arcana. And but before that, I would like uh, to tell you about how this came about. And I didn't want to talk about it, but then this afternoon I was considering also. I was thinking about it also during the weekend, and when I was reading the information, I decided to put it in. Give you a few few information about the order of the Golden Dawn. Why? Because hello B, hello. Because Arthur Edward Rider Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith, they were both part of the Order of the Golden Dawn. And it's important to me, and I hope you would appreciate this addition, uh, to know something about this, because it's basically it's the catalyst that that brought about the deck, the tarot deck. So last week I gave you I said a few things about the order of the Golden Dawn. This evening I'll be a little bit more detailed. And it was founded in England in 1818 by three Kabbalists and the Freemasons and Rosicrucians. And the Rosicrucians as well. The Rosicrucians as well. It's, but, they are not related with the tarot, but anyway, this is another interesting topic. And the Rosicrucians founded the esoteric order of the Golden Dawn, um, to continue the work that was left interrupted, not left, interrupted by the Theosophical Society. Now, the Theosophical Society was founded by Madame Blavatsky, but this is another story, like the Rosicrucians. And if you are interested, let me know, because I have a lot of material on that as well. But anyway, let's move forward. I digress. Let's move forward. Okay, and the founders of the Order of the Golden Dawn, what they wanted to do basically, um, they wanted to preserve the Western esoteric tradition. So they wanted to keep this knowledge as pure as possible and intact. Um, at the same time, they also wanted to teach these traditions to um those who are interested, were interested. I talk at the present tense because the Order of the Golden Dawn was founded in England, but then spread worldwide, and it still exists under a different name, and depending on which country you go, but it still exists. And going back to 1888, the founder of the order was Dr. William Westcott. And Dr. William Westcott was a coroner um, interested in occultism. Um, he was also a master mason, and as the secretary general of the Society of Rosicrucia of Anglia. Um, and he founded the order with um, other two other men. And basically, the Golden Dawn, this order is not a religion. The order of the is absolutely not a religion, even though religious imagery is used, um, and spiritual concepts are very important. Um, this order was founded to be mainly a hermetic society, of men and women, and actually this was the first society that accepted women um, in it. In fact, Pamela Coleman Smith was a member of the Order of the Golden Dawn, and she was not the only one. And basically, as I was saying, was created. It was created as Hermetic Society, as a fraternity, confraternity of women, men, of men and women, and a mostly a group of occultists, and they the purpose their purpose was to use all traditions that all traditions that span, from paganism, the Kabbalah, the Christian mysticism, all to advance humanity. And this disorder, they wanted to basically they teach to their students um, abstract esoteric concept, and also practical applications. um, as I was saying before, the traditions that we find in the order are are the same that we find in the deck of that Rider Waite created, basically. So we find Egypt, the Egyptian, the Kabbalah, Christian mysticism, astrology, numerology, um, and that's what they were teaching, basically. Mm, alchemy, divination, um, and also scrying, which is really fascinating, and the Enochian magic. Now, when we come to um, Albert Edward Rider Waite, we know that the deck was published in 1910. Uh, Edward Rider Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith were introduced by um, uh, the poet, the Irish poet Yeats, and um, Rider Waite commissioned uh, Pamela Coleman Smith to draw the depiction of the Rider Waite deck. If you read the biography of Pamela Coleman Smith, is really fascinating. She was an artist, in its own right, and a very good one. Unfortunately, her work was not recognized when she was alive, but she got a recognition post-mortem, as always happen. Think about Van Gogh, for example. And on the other hand, uh, Edward Rider Waite was more. Yes, he was an active member of the order, but he also wrote books, books where these traditions were, you know, he he wrote about this, literature, mainly literature of a spiritual nature. And he was also involved with the ISIS Uranian Lodge, of the um, Golden Dawn. Um, and this is basically how the two met. Mm, when Redderwaite asked Pamela Coleman Smith to, to draw the depiction uh, for the deck, um, he specifically asked her to find a way to introduce astrology in the deck. So, mm, and she had to follow. She had to follow very carefully the astrological significance of each suit, and eh, as it is influenced by different zodiacal signs. So um, was not a case, and I guess also all the rest, you know, like the Kabbalah tradition, um, or the Egyptian tradition and numerology is not a case. They are in the deck. Let's get to the astrology, because it's half 8 already. So, in the Western tradition, um, the the Western uh, um, the Western tropical astrology, the sky is represented, um, as a wheel, 360 degrees, uh, and is divided into 12 houses, as all of you know better than me. And each each house has 30 degrees of, of the wheel, and this is basically represents the zodiac. um, and from what I learned, the representation of the wheel is not exactly how the constellations are right now, because they have changed. But um, uh, this is the way um, it's represented right now. Um, the sign, as you know, the signs are 12, and they follow a consistent pattern of element and modality. They fall in line with the seasons. Uh, the seasons, based on solstices and equinoxes. um, which means that basically um, three signs are fire signs, three are earth signs, and three are air, and three are water. And four of four signs are cardinal signs. Um, Cardinal signs, they start a season, and four signs are fixed signs. They are in the middle of the season. Four are mutable signs, uh, and they are located at the end of a season. Um, didn't they find a 13th sign not long ago? Serpent bearer. Um, I don't know that. I don't know. I will look into it. It didn't come up. Um, I didn't find any of this while I was putting together was looking into the information. Um, but if you if you tell me where you read it, you found it, um, can look into it. There's the Chinese horoscope, but I don't know. Anyway, um, and because the signs are tied, because the signs are linked to the season, they always go in the same order. And when it comes to the association, um, yeah, this is more Sharon. Mm, um, okay, I'll uh, I'll check that. I'll check that. Yeah. Mm, okay. Because uh, because the signs are associated with the seasons. um they always you know they always come in the same order. And when it comes to the minor arcana, well, even if this is had been is been added is been added to the anyway the rider weight deck has been put together with the 12 astrological traditional astrological signs. um Hello, Joy. They have been put together with the traditional one, so I don't know how much that would make a difference right now, unless someone is willing to to redo the deck. um who knows? It's an idea, could be. And basically, the they're linked to the season, so the order comes always in the same way. And the aces are left out because the aces of each suit, they have a a specific meaning, and um, they have a specific meaning as aces for each suit with each element, so they are not considered. But then from the 2 to the 10, they are divided, and they are given a specific, they are assigned a specific element, and they are assigned a specific sun sign. And while for the major arcana, there's, I don't want to say there's a discrepancy, uh, but not all 22 major arcana are associated uh, with a sun sign, because the sun signs are 12 and the major arcana are 22. But in this case, all the minor arcana are associated not only with an element, the elemental, but also with a sun sign. And um, for for example, the Aries, it's a fire sign, and it's also a cardinal sign because falls when the the spring starts and the autumn starts. Uh, Taurus, my sign, it's it's an earth sign, and it's a fixed sign. And Gemini, it's an air sign, and it's mutable. Um, so this is the order of also the other signs. Uh, we we go forward with, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Cancer is associated with water, and it's a cardinal sign because falls when the summer starts and when the winter starts. Leo is a fixed sign, and is associated with fire. Virgo is an earth sign and is mutable. Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Libra is a cardinal sign because um, it's associated with the seasons, with autumn and spring. Scorpio with water, and is a fixed sign, and Sagittarius fire and mutable, and so on. So these the minor arcana are, when we consider from the numbers 2 to 10, the way they are associated uh, with astrology, it's a little bit it's not really complicated, but um, mm, um, we have from twos to tens for each suits, for four suits, no? And mm, my internet, it's a mutable sign. It's Um, it's it's a changeable sign. Um, that's that's what that's what it is. Uh, be um, okay. Uh, the two and tens and the four elementals. Um, so if um, we have 12 signs, so if we can associate three cards for every signs. Um, we have uh, we have basically if we consider uh, the wheel, the astrology wheel, the 30 degrees for each, uh, you know, divided by the 12 houses, and three cards are associated with three different signs, and this goes um, they are associated basically each suit, uh, the number three, and number four of each suit is associated with a cardinal sign. Then um, from 5, 6, and 7, they are associated with another um, another sun sign. 8, 9, and 10, um, which are, the from 5 to 7, we find the fixed sign, and then the last three are the mutable signs. Um, so, for example, if if we consider wands, wands are associated with fire. So the 2, 3, and 4 wands uh, are linked to the sun sign of Aries. And uh, as I said before, it's a cardinal sign. Starts with the spring and starts with autumn. So it's uh, directly linked to the season. Taurus, on the other hand, earth sign. So from 5, 6, and 7 of each suit, um, it's associated with the sun sign of Taurus. And then finally we have 8, 9, and 10, mutable sign for each suit. They are associated um, with with Gemini, and it goes on like this for each. Um, we need the only thing that we need to keep in mind is which signs among the 12 are cardinal signs, which are earth signs, and which are mutable signs. So just a little bit, just remember that a little bit, and memorize that. And then the we know that learning that from 2 to 3 is cardinal signs. The cardinal signs are these, from 2 to 4, for 5 to 7, 8 to 10. um, and once learned this, can be incorporated in the reading quite quite easily. um it could be, um you know I leave I leave I would like to leave to you, to your, no, I don't want to say to your imagination. How would you implement this in a reading? For those who are also astrologer, um, whether they have an hobby or they are professional astrologer, or maybe there's a lot of information nowadays that can be found, um, about the movement of the planets in a certain, in I don't want to say in the day you're doing the reading. You might be doing the reading, but also what's going on from an astrological point of view. And there can be a resonance there while you're doing the reading. Could you know could also help you with, like a time frame. If if it comes up, for example, a cardinal sign, a minor arcana which matches with a cardinal sign, could be a time frame, the beginning of a season, or the month of March, the month of October. um, Not only, also sensing um, the personality, um, but you know I would also tell you uh, to keep on applying this in conjunction, of um, your intuition. This information, um, uh, um, are useful for giving a more in-depth reading, as well as applying, uh, the Kabbalah side, until we are able to, of course, to differentiate the two, or also merging them together as they are right now, but knowing the mystic meaning behind it, um, gives the reading a total different flavor, um, as opposed to, you know the traditional um, the traditional ones. Mm, and also, um, associated associated with Hi Bernadette. Associated with the major arcana, they are really the major arcana. They really have um, a path of on their own. Uh, as you know, as we know, when a major arcana appears in the reading, um, it's is completely, uh, has, could uh, gives the reading a different meaning. But with considering the tree of life, uh, using and overlapping the reading with uh, how the 22 major arcana represent the paths and the nodes with the minor arcana, um eh, the journey to ourselves, and to our spirit, back to our spirit. If we want to, it happens that um, we gave a reading like that, and incorporating the astrology as well. And next week, um, I'm going to um, tell you how numerology uh, is, also is another facet of a reading, um, of a tarot reading. And but not only the numerology of, like, 1111. You see 1111, this is manifestation, the mystic side of numerology. That's what uh, interests me. And also, when I look at the cards, when I look at the type of flowers, they are, that have been intro, the design here, the depiction here, they are very, very specific. The specific meaning of certain flowers for example, uh, in Christian mysticism, um, or certain fruit, um, what pomegranate has to do with the tarot. In certain tradition, pomegranate represents wealth. Wealth, not only material wealth, but also wealth of spirit. And as I said, uh, as I said at the beginning, also the colors that has been used, not only for the background, but also the colors that the queens, the knights, the pentacle, the pages, and they wear, the clothing. We see a lot of, especially for the major, not only for the major arcana, but the major figures of the deck, like the knights, the queens, the colors of what they are wearing uh, is uh, is important. Um, okay, I hope that I didn't bore you. this evening. And I hope that you did find this uh, interesting as much as I do. I love researching. I love reading for this, and as always, um, as I always say, I want to keep it light, like lighter. I want to keep it light, so otherwise, you know, uh, turning it into uh, an academic things, then it becomes too heavy to listen to. So I give you the hints. Oh, thank you, B. Thank you. You're very very kind. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You're very kind. Thank you. I'm here to give you, give you some tips. Then, if you feel like inspired to look into things by yourself and find more information, please let me know. Like like Stace did earlier on. Um, I I would appreciate your contribution. Okay. Um. So Uh, I'll see you next Monday for the journey to the tarot, and I'll see you on Saturday instead for the mini readings. And I wish you all a nice evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Um, and a nice rest of the week, and see you on Saturday. Thank you very much. Thank you, B. You're really nice. Thank you.